Hey you guys, alright, let's go through the breakdown of this price action and why I entered these trades. Now, you have to keep in mind, you guys, when I'm entering these trades, these are very quick trades. Both these trades were fulfilled in under a couple minutes. I got on the charts, you guys, around 6:50. So it took me 10 minutes to find these trades, and I'll explain how I was able to do so. If we go to the 15-minute, like at some point, guys, in your journey of trading and learning this system, is that this fundamentally just has to do with price action. Okay, however you decide to implement this will then be up to you. For me, I'm a scalper, so I will scalp between supply and demand on the micro scale, and that can be from the 15-minute all the way down to the I will even scalp supply and demand on the 1 minute. It's completely fractal. You guys can scalp supply and demand on the 1 hour. You can take a swing trade off the 15-minute to, again, supply from the 1 hour all the way down to the 1 hour demand. All of these different ways in which you guys can read price action, I will leave up to you. What I'm trying to teach you is how to read the price action so that you can basically have a tool for yourself to pretty much go to the market at any point in time that you want. It doesn't have to be New York or London Open. It doesn't have to be the middle of the day. It can be any time you want. You can go to the market and truly read price so that you can get into trades. So what did I see, guys, when I got on the charts? So let's go to the next candle. All right, so what I started seeing, guys, as price was pushing up here, I got on the charts, and I noticed that we were, again, fighting between the high of this low, tapped into this demand, price came back into it, and took out this previous demand that rallied. Therefore, I believed I could get a short trade off this high. That's as simple as that. We're inside of supply. We have started shifting our order flow. Price has taken liquidity and broken more structure. Therefore, price retesting here is a perfect opportunity for me to short from. I just need to now figure out how to get in that trade. So all I simply did, guys, for me, again, I used the lower time frames. All right, and I understand people on the 1 minute, you would not have really been able to enter this trade. That is fine. This trade doesn't have to be what you do. But you can start to formulate the exact same thing on the 1 minute, guys, from a supply and demand perspective and an order flow shift to get trades like this back up into previous levels of trend line, liquidity, unmitigated areas, right? So when you start to see, guys, these supply areas get taken and we're forming an order block, we can look to buy from these order blocks back into the unmitigated areas of price. And these can be, that's a 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 RR trade, you guys, on the 1 minute chart into the unmitigated OB. There's a 1 to 4. If it went higher, there's a 1 to 5. This ended up going all the way up to here. There's a 1 to 6. It's the same concept. Okay? So all I simply did, you guys, is I saw price on the 1 minute create a order block off of this demand, and I wanted to see if I could get into a trade. Now, because I look at price from a smaller time frame, I needed to drop to the 5-second to get my confirmation for a sell. So when I go to the 5-second chart for me, okay, we start to see that we are creating a distribution pattern. We have a rally-based rally that took out supply. This created a new high. This is your trend. You're making an uptrend. All of a sudden, price disrespected this order block and it retested the supply. Okay, cool. It then comes in and I want to see this supply get taken. It doesn't. It retests one more time and then it breaks the demand. Boom. I'm in the trade on the retest, and that is my entry, and I short down to the unmitigated with this would be inducement to the unmitigated demand that caused the push, the sponsorship of the push. And that was a 1 to 4 RR trade. Very, very clean trade. Very, very quick trade. Then what I end up seeing, guys, is we have an unmitigated OB, and you could look at this as being internal liquidity for this overall price action. So as price starts to make its way back up in here, I'm starting to look for areas I can get into this trade. So what do I see? Same thing. We have a push up, we have a retracement, we have a new high, we have a trend. We know that we have an unmitigated OB down here, as well as we have internal structure liquidity down here for the extreme. So I'm starting to analyze price. So as price then comes and respects this demand, it's pushing up into what? The supply. Okay, we filled the fair value gap right here. Price then starts to distribute lower, and we break the low. Boom, I'm in that trade. And we get a retest off this OB. And we have another 1 to 5 RR trade as based on all of the things I just talked about. And if you look back at the 15-minute chart, it perfectly coincides with this area of supply that drove price lower. We have take place. Price comes down. But again, all this price action is still holding. It's still breaking order flow. So I just needed to be told that we're going to go lower. I took a BE here. Let's go to that price action. I felt like this area of liquidity would start to distribute. It did, as we created distribution. Now, what I ended up taking is I took a risk entry off this QM pattern. We take a high, we come down, we take this low out, we create internal relative equal highs, and I have told you guys in the past that if liquidity gets run and there's a fair value gap with the supply up here, I feel like I can get a trade. I did take a risk entry on this one. It went 1 to 2, and I instantly went break even. And you know, that's still, I went to 1 to 3. That's a really, really nice trade, you guys. Still, however, my target was the low, and this one ended up breaking me even. No big deal. And then we end up having the same formation. So this is your high. Price fails to break it, and it starts breaking down structure. Price comes in. We take out this rally-based rally. It then retests. It comes to take out this low. I know that this is an order block. Price rallies into this supply, and now I go to the 5 second, and I was waiting for the 5 second to tell me that price wanted to respect this area of price. It starts to distribute again, okay, and we start to take out this low right there, and now I'm interested in this trade. Price comes back in, and I market executed right here, okay. And that was the entry. Very, very simple, clean entry based on the fact that we were in the high, and price gets us in that trade, and it proceeds to now keep melting down. And so I am currently in this trade still, you guys. However, I did take some partials around this area here of accumulation, and the rest I'm letting to run, and we'll see what happens. And I might even start trailing my stop loss here soon because price just keeps creating block flow. So I'll probably start trailing my stop to these order blocks. But that's the trades, guys. That's the trades. Very, very simple, very clean. We don't have to force the market. We don't have to overcomplicate it. We can look at, even in this crazy consolidation zone, guys, I was able to extract just over, I think just over 14 RR currently right now. We had 1 to 4, 1 to 5, and I'm currently in a 1 to 7 that I partialed 1 to 4 at. So yeah, we're about 14, 15 R at the moment, guys. And if it hits this low after the partial, then it'll be about 16, 17 R. So this is all doable, you guys, every day. We don't need to complicate it. We can just look at supply, and we can look at failure of price, and we can start to get into areas that respected before, as long as we understand, guys, how to manage our trades. We don't need to be trading like these trades here. These trades here, I was trading just to this OB. I did not want to, I didn't expect price to melt. I just wanted to get in and out of the market with some profits because once price started to distribute, I figured that price would top this OB. It tends to go from supply and demand, you guys, all day long. All right, so I'm going to leave this breakdown there and hope this was helpful.